This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. You got to check out the BJ and Migs page of KISW.com because there's a funny video of a woman and her mom at a bar. And the daughter told her mom to order through the QR code on the table, but instead of scanning her phone over it, the mom leans in and starts talking to the code.
Mum, yes. You've got to order through there.
Okay. Can I have the Scotch and code?
Well, in all fairness, how many Scotch and Cokes has she already had?
Yeah, that's it there.
The video is great because she is just leaning into the... It's like one of those little circles that has the little QR code inside of it. So, I mean... It's pretty dumb. Yeah, never mind. I can't really argue.
If you're drunk enough, you might think that's a speaker.
I wonder. Could you think that's a speaker?
If I don't know anything about QR codes, why wouldn't, when she says order through there, why wouldn't I immediately think, oh, I guess I talk into that because, I don't know anything about QR codes.
Yeah, but this mom, she doesn't look like she's 80. She looks like she's maybe in her 50s. She should know what a QR code is at this point.
Well, a lot of people haven't used them, though, Steve. I mean, now we use them a lot, but because of the pandemic, I think is when everybody said, okay, I got to start scanning these things because it's the only way I'm going to get a menu.
I understand that. I understand that not a lot of people have used them, but I feel like you know what they are at least.
Yeah, you probably do. You've seen them, but you probably go, I don't know what the hell this is for, because at least judging by, granted, I'm old and I know a lot of old people, so perhaps maybe I'm making excuses for...
Right. Would you feel the same way if she started talking into a coaster? Because it looks exactly like a coaster that she thinks has a speaker box attached to it.
It depends how attractive she is to me. If that's the case, she can do whatever she wants.
She has red hair, so she's right up your alley, BJ.
Oh, there you go. Well, let's be honest. She's a female who may talk to me. That's right up my alley. If you say, no, that's really what
she'll talk to a QR code. Yeah, you got a chance.
I really do, Rev. It's like, look at this. She's talking. All right. I think I'm as interesting as a QR code. Let me do this. Let's get together. Yeah, it's hard to defend it, Steve. You're right.
I know. I want to. I wanted to as well. I'm like, maybe she thought it was a speaker box. But then when you watch the video, you're like, she's had a couple too many drinks.
Yeah, it's that or it's the blinking 12 o'clock on the VCR, which, by the way, does everybody get that? I'm thinking that's a reference that people won't even get anymore.
Yeah, it's too old of a reference.
Oh, damn it, because that was the key. That's when I knew my dad was old, when it was like, Dad, you can't even set the clock on your VCR to have it be the right time.
To answer your question, BJ, you're referencing something that doesn't even exist for a lot of people.
Listen, I'm going to go talk to the QR code. I'm really tired of being old shamed. Right? I'll be right back.
No, old shaming. I'm just saying, how crazy is it that there's probably a massive amount of people that have never used a VCR once in their life?
Oh, yeah. So that's our new statement. Instead of saying the blinking 12 o'clock, like used to be the staple for a lot of comics about old people, now we have to come up with a new one. So is it talking into the QR code? Yes. Is that the new old person thing?
Or just trying to figure out what a QR code is.
Yeah, well,
it's always fun when you're around an older person and trying to explain to them, no, just point your camera at that thing.
Yeah.
What, take a picture? No, just point your camera. Eventually, this little button's going to come up. What do I do when I see the button? You click on it.
Now, in all fairness...
Then what happens?
But there's not a mouse connected to my phone. How do I click on it?
All right. You know what, you know what, Danny?
What?
Have respect for your elders. But you know something? I would say maybe in the last 5 years... the camera's been able to do it. Otherwise, you used to have a thing called a QR reader.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I feel like there's a lot of people, if they never got a QR reader, like me, they were today years old when somebody told them, you don't have to use that reader anymore. Because I remember I pulled out, someone said, hey, scan the code. And I'm like, all right, hold on, let me find my QR reader. I haven't used this forever. And they go, what do you mean your QR reader? And then I'm like, it says it's an app. And they go, just point your camera. I go, what are you talking about? You need the app. And then I point in my camera. I'm going, oh, when did this start happening?
Yeah, you're not the only one. That happened to me recently. Yeah. So, yeah.
And recently. There you go. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah. You're in my camp, Reb. Woo! Talk to the QR code, Reb. Make it work for this old lady.
I don't like this.
The QR code really did have, quite the comeback because, it was a thing back in, 2012, but no one used it. And then all of a sudden, because of the pandemic, it's like, hey, bitches, I'm back.
Right.
You're absolutely right. It was like...
Them and Zoom got in cahoots. We need to make some money and attention.
Woo! You're right, Danny. I mean, it was kind of useless. It's like, I mean, what do you do? Okay, you'll take me to a website. Great. I can just probably tell my phone, go to slappy.com and it will do it for me anyway. But you're right now because of Steve, because as you know, Steve started the pandemic. The QR code is, So yeah, congratulations to everybody talking into the, but frankly, that would be awesome if you could have a speaker at your table.
It would. You just press the button.
Yeah, we say that it would be awesome, but you got to think of the servers. They're gonna that would just suck. The drunker somebody gets.
Oh, right.
Oh, where's my whiskey?
Yeah.
Still waiting.
Yeah.
I ordered it 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Where's that?
All right. You know what? Is this a Golden Corral? Because you know what we do at Golden Corral?
We throw chairs and tables at people.
Yeah,
right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I feel like people would abuse the speaker way too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course there'd be idiots like me that would probably go, "Yes, did Michael Hunt's order come? I want to know if his orders come."
Oh, Michael.
Yes,
I see. Yeah. Mike. Say it to yourself in your head, Danny.
Okay, I can.
Yeah.
Is that too old of a joke? Nobody knows Michael Hunt? Wow.
I got it now, but it took a while.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I couldn't say Mike because I think at that point you would have got it right away.
Yeah.
And then you would have had to dump us, and then I would have had to have a conversation.
Who's Michael, and who was BJ hanging out with him?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't know the Hunts? They're good people.
They're really, really good people. Yeah. How about the hug and kisses? That's Amanda. Don't you ever watch The Simpsons? Come on, Dan.
About to say. Okay, Bart.
Okay, you know what? Again, the QR code is the only one that I can talk to that won't sass me back. I'm doing that.
Fair.
We got a shoplifter in Canada who tried to walk out of a Walmart with a cart full of unpaid stuff, and they would have gotten away with it if not for those crazy kids. No, actually, this person was stopped by a grandma. About the grandma stops a shoplifter. Steve will tell you all about it. He's got the audio, and you're going to hear that during the Miggs Report at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Miggs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
New on Curiosity Stream. Are we close to building machines that are almost human? And can new technology give us superpowers? Find out on Super Sapiens. And In 1919, a British composer wrote the longest and most complex symphony in history. Conductors tried to perform it, but failed, declaring it cursed. Now a group of musicians will attempt the impossible, if they dare, on Curse of the Gothic Symphony. Watch now on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit CuriosityStream.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
If you're hearing an informative newscast right now, well, then you must not be listening to BJ and Migs. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys, and thanks to Key Up You All for giving us the Migs Report. And today, take your dog out somewhere nice because it's doggy date night.
Aww. Okay, no, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it is not.
Yes, it is. Maybe this, you need to meet a dog and go on your first date, BJ.
No.
Is there a dog Tinder?
I don't know. Go to Norm's, the restaurant in Fremont. They allow your dog.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I don't mind National Dog Day, Dog Appreciation Day, but dog date night, why do we got to humanize these? Like, you know, they're not fur babies and they're not dateables. They're your pets. That's what they are.
Yeah, you can take your pet on a date. It's not a romantic date. It's like I took Ted out for dinner one night. That wasn't romantic. It was a man date. This is a dog date.
The date is a date. Can we come up with a new word? Go out for lunch. I go out to lunch with my buddy. I don't call it a date of any kind. It's just like, hey, I'm going out with my little...
I've heard of lunch dates, though.
Yeah, you know what? That's when you go out and have a date on a lunch. You know, that's what you do. You're trying to get romantic, trying to get busy. That's why every time Danny turns me down, I know he doesn't want any romance, but that's the only reason I ever asked him out.
Well, then enjoy being home alone and sad, BJ. Don't go out on a date with your dog.
Okay, you know what? I got news for you. I would rather be home alone and sad than to be... Never mind.
All right, how about this? Today, you can celebrate Elmo's birthday.
Oh, my God, I'm going to go on a date with my dog. That's it.
Okay.
I will.
So, you know, no
God,
celebrate.
Of all this, I mean, there's nothing good today.
What are you talking about? Go out and tickle somebody. I mean, consensually, of course.
Yeah, that'll work very nicely.
Make sure they're okay with you tickling them.
Oh, you think I have to? No, I mean, hey, listen, why? All
right, it's National Wedding Ring Day. I don't know what you can do with that,
it's
but
National
celebrate your wedding ring. It's a terrible day.
Yeah, and why is this wedding ring? I don't even know what that means. I mean, kind of like everybody, I don't know. Wouldn't you do that in like a summer month? Don't people get married in the summer months?
But then now I got married in the winter, so maybe they.
You know why? Because you are cool. That's what I did there.
Yeah, or frugal.
Okay, listen, I didn't want to bring that up in front of everybody. You know, but listen, man.
Getting a venue in the winter is a lot easier than getting a venue in the summer, and also a lot cheaper.
And also, the ice sculpture stays longer, which you wanted at your wedding. So, listen, your wedding was awesome, man.
All right, let's head on over to Canada, where some guy decided, you know what, I'm going to leave Walmart with a cart full of unpaid stuff. And that's just what I'm going to do. That's the thing these days. You just kind of fill up your cart and walk right out. No one can stop you. Well, at least that's what he thought.
True. Yeah,
he thought
you're
that,
right.
BJ.
Okay.
But there was one person who stopped him. It's a superhero that we didn't know that we needed, but now we have. And that's Grandma.
Super Granny.
Yeah, some grandma just blocked the exit. Here's the best part. She would be in trouble if she did this in the wrestling world because it's a no-no, but she unmasked the man.
Oh, whoa.
And then just went off on the guy. We have the audio here. Here she is just going off on the dude trying to shoplift.
You gonna pay for that? Huh? You gonna pay for that? Yeah. When? Huh? You gonna pay for it?
Get out.
All right.
Get out. It's about time they got caught.
Wow. She's had it. I mean,
yeah. She aggressively ripped that mask off. It was pretty awesome.
Does she not realize that there are crazy people out there? And, I mean, luckily he was like, whatever, as opposed to, I mean,
maybe,
I don't think,
maybe she knows there's crazy people out there, but she's crazier.
Yeah, she is.
Super Granny, coming to theaters summer 2023. I'd watch it.
Wow. And she's fighting. I'm watching this video, and she's fighting him for the, I mean, this is crazy. And then he just basically says, screw it, and he takes a backpack. Don't know if that was his originally.
Yeah, I can't tell. It looks kind of like an older backpack, so maybe that was his backpack. But yeah, she stopped the crime right there. He left without most of the stuff.
Wow. I mean, that is amazing that she did that. Because you're right, Steve. I mean, a long time ago they said you really can't stop people from taking stuff because we could get sued if you hurt them in the process.
Right. So you could hear like the employees just like, what are you going to just leave with that? But that's about as far as he can go. But Grandma on the other end could do whatever the F she wants.
Yeah. Good old Grandma. Man, I mean, dude, I want to get to that stage where she's like, I do not give an F. If today's my last day, I'm going out a hero.
Oh, man, she must have been riding high after that.
Oh, I would be.
Right? What an adrenaline rush.
Oh, yeah, man. I don't know where she lives. If she goes back to some of her older lady friends, they're still talking into QR codes at restaurants. They don't know what the hell's going on. They can't figure. And she's like, you know what I did today? Oh, man.
If she's like a part of like an old person's community, she's like the lion of the old sheep.
Oh, yeah.
She's just right there, just like flexing. Nobody messes with Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys is... Oh, I like that. Good name.
They should turn that into a superhero movie.
Oh, yeah, Super Granny.
Crazier... I mean, they do weirder stuff. I mean, Peacemaker's just proving that, there's some weird superhero-type shows out there.
Oh, Peacemaker's the best. Yeah,
Why not?
Yeah, Granny Maker. Let's do it.
Yeah, have like an edgy grandma who just F's people up. And nobody really wants to mess with her back because it's grandma and you kind of feel weird about fighting a grandma.
Yeah. I like this plan. I don't know how many episodes we're going to get, but what the heck? Let's do it.
Who's the guy that's doing the Peacemaker? What's that guy?
James Gunn.
James Gunn, of all people, should be able to put this together.
You're absolutely right.
All right, I'm for it.
Right.
All right, well, let's talk about this idiot in Las Vegas. His name is Daniel. He's 51 years old, and he was just arrested because, he was driving on the wrong way of the road last Friday.
Really?
Caused a crash. Looks like he was under the influence, so he's got...
No.
Yes. I know that sounds shocking. Also, it seemed like he had heroin and meth in his system as well.
Whoa, this guy's... You know what? He's a partier.
Well, here's the crazy part. Now that was pretty crazy, but then he goes to court on Tuesday, and I believe he was sober at court. Maybe not when you hear about what he had to say to the judge, because the judge's like, why did you do what you did? And Daniel said the ghost of Dale Earnhardt Sr. told him to drive the wrong way.
Oh.
And the reason being... to get the mayor's attention so that she would bring NASCAR back to Las Vegas.
Yeah. Well, see, now that's very reasonable. Let's see, if Dale Earnhardt Jr. told him to do something else that wasn't NASCAR related, then I wouldn't believe that was the ghost of Dale. But Dale really loved NASCAR and probably wanted to bring it back. He's right.
Well, we
got to let him off.
Judge ordered the person not to drive, called him a danger to the community, and most importantly and sadly, Daniel's antics failed Dale Sr., as he did not bring NASCAR back to Las Vegas. No. At least not yet.
But NASCAR's got to give him a job, right? I mean, the guy went out of his way to promote the sport.
What?
Yes, hire this drunk guy who drives on the wrong side of the road.
Full of drugs.
You're absolutely right. No, this sounds logical now that we say it out loud.
Yeah, of course. I mean, and plus, Dale Earnhardt Sr. is talking to him, right? I mean, I feel like NASCAR is missing an opportunity.
Here's the headline of all headlines. And fellas... You might want to just stop whatever you're doing and cross your legs or kind of appreciate what you have between your legs.
Not this early in the morning, Steve. No, I like and I don't have much, but I still like it.
A 23-year-old man in Thailand completely amputated his penis with scissors, apparently due to a rare episode of cannabis-induced psychosis.
Wow. Did Dale Earnhardt tell him to do it?
Jeez.
I don't know, but you know what the capital of Thailand is.
I see what you did there.
He must have thought it was cut, not bang.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh. Yeah.
So this guy, I guess he was a regular weed smoker for the last couple of years, but apparently stopped for a few months, like 3 months. And he said, you know what, I'm going to get back into the habit and smoke 2 grams worth.
Yeah, you can't.
Which is, that's a good amount, but not enough to make you lose your mind. You would think, not to make you get to the point where you need to cut your wiener off. But that's exactly happened to him.
Wow.
So I guess he smoked the 2 grams worth, which could be about 4 joints, I think, something along those lines. 2 hours later, he started to experience an unwanted erection.
Oh, that can happen. I didn't know that you could. It's a natural Viagra sometimes.
Oh, stoner days, yeah. Sometimes you'd be a little woo.
Really? You know what? I never. I guess I didn't smoke enough for that to happen.
Well, anyways, it was a little much. It was a little too strong for him, where he was having some sharp pains down there.
Oh no!
And he also said that the junk looked distorted to him, probably because he was stoned.
Yeah, that's that.
So he was trying to stop the pain, so he did what most normal people do, and they grabbed scissors.
Yeah, well,
quote, trim the penile skin several times.
Oh, whoa.
Eventually
he was trying to
said,
show.
Eventually, just like screw trimming it. Cut and pull off.
No, Steve. Come on.
Leaving an inch-long doctor show up. Well, he was rushed to the hospital. Doctors are like, we got to put it back together. We must rebuild him.
Da-na-na-na.
Probably, unfortunately, I don't know where he's living, but it was too dirty to reattach.
Oh, too dirty to reattach your own? Wow, okay.
There's more to the story, but I'll leave it at that.
Thank you.
There's more.
There's one part that made me just go, what the hell? I don't even know how I could even. It's a disgusting visual.
Okay, good. Well, I guess it is breakfast time. We'll just, you know what? Go look up the story, kids.
So just appreciate what you've got.
Yeah. Yes,
Stay away from the marijuana, kids.
Wow. This is. Oh, wow.
So I said, thanks, Steve. Me and my girl were just about to get busy. Thanks for the mood killer.
Oh, wow.
Were you listening to us to get busy?
That's impressive. 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Steve's
I think
got a
it's
good
more
point.
impressive that he's getting busy with us in the background.
Yeah. Are we an aphrodisiac we didn't know about?
Maybe she likes our voices.
Hey, baby.
All right, so we got to figure out how to get them back in the mood.
Oh.
Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I know. Steve.
Hey.
You're close.
Hey.
You're close.
How are you doing?
What are you
wearing?
Whoa.
Wow. No?
Well, I think you're the wrong person. You know who's got to get people in the mood.
Oh, yeah, Gary Coleman.
Hey, baby.
Well,
Like that, don't you?
you're on the right track. I was thinking a celebrity, more of a local celebrity, actually.
A local. Oh, yeah, Marshawn Lynch. You know it.
Grabbing my ding-ding.
Okay, you're closer. Now we're in the right genre of celebrityness.
Love and appreciate that.
I am talking about a Seattle Seahawk, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about, but the fans don't like him right now because of what he said on his podcast.
Don't you open your mouth about the best.
Oh, no. You know what? You'll have to tell me about that later because I did not know what was said on this podcast.
It's a joke, right?
Okay, no, it's not. Again, Richard Sherman gets me in the mood, but not the busy mood. He gets me in the, I'm antagonized mood.
Oh, I think I know exactly who you're talking about.
I feel like if you play Dominic the Donkey, I'm quitting the show.
I'll see y'all in the morning.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
See y'all in the morning.
That'll get you back in the mood, sir. Oh, come on. And Sierra over to get you, or both of you in the mood with the power couple of romance.
Hey, Seattle. Go Hawks.
I just love that. That is the best audio ever. Oh, man.
All right, Russell Wilson. Help that guy.
Russell Wilson is leading a charmed life. That's all I'm going to say.
So, real quick, I don't know if Richard Sherman did his podcast. He has a Richard Sherman show, and he was just some people are all up in arms. It just sounds like he's more angry at some of the internet, the vocal minority, the Twitter trolls, will bitch about everything under the sun. He's basically saying that the Seattle Seahawks fans don't know how good they had it, and are now have unfair expectations to have a team to think that they could go to the Super Bowl every year, and that the Legion of Boom and the team from back in 2013 spoiled them, and before that they didn't even know what a winner was, and things along those lines.
I mean, he's not wrong. Maybe they don't like the words he's using, but I mean, they definitely spoiled us, and a big part of that was having Russell Wilson be an amazing quarterback for $10 an hour. I mean, and that helped out a lot with a great defense and all the pieces falling into place of people that no one ever thought would be anything.
And he's bitching everyone everyone wanted to get rid of us and didn't realize how good you had it. It's none of the fans wanted to get rid of the Legion of Boom. It was just
I didn't.
The team had to because they couldn't afford the Legion of Boom. So that's just the beauty of the business. But I think it was a little bit shots at media, shots at management, and also shots at the trolley type fans. And then, he had some stuff to say, hey, if you get rid of Pete Carroll, you guys are screwed. You get rid of Bobby Wagner, you're in a rebuild mode, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Richard is just always a guy that just is very direct and speaks his mind and speaks his truth. It doesn't mean it's always the truth for everybody else, but I feel like with Richard, you're going to get what you're going to get. And I say I don't mind that. For me, he's like a New Englander. You know what I mean? So, but I get how he can rub some people the wrong way. He always has. And I don't think what he says most of the time is wrong.
One of the lines that said, these fans have never won anything before we got here. They went to the Super Bowl in 2006, and they were were happy to just be there, and that was their biggest claim. Then when we got there and we won a Super Bowl, we spoiled them with a historic defense. And then all of a sudden, that's their expectation.
Yeah.
I mean, that fans. Some fans just kind of, I hate to see it, Richard, but fans want you to win.
Yeah, I mean, we do
all
want
the
that.
time. But we have no power over who gets signed and who gets dropped.
I mean, but you know what? There are annoying fans that don't, but you're right, Steve. Hey, Richard, you spoil us and we want more of that because we never had that. And once you taste a winner, you want a winner for the rest of your life. You don't want that, you don't want that low grade, alcohol anymore. You want the top shelf once you get it.
If anyone wanted to hear it, it's an episode that he did with Cliff Averill, because it was him and Cliff Averill talking about.
Oh, Cliff Averill's a good dude.
Oh, very good dude.
Yeah.
So, if you want to get mad at Richard, and I don't know what.
But see,
Richard's get mad.
Richard's job is to piss off the people he wants to piss off. He did it in the NFL. He did it with this little girl who ended up... And she eventually had to love him because he joined her team. That's the best part of that. I wish we could get an update from her and say, hey, how were those years?
Yeah, I'm not going to get what you worked for what Richard Sherman's saying. I'm not going to get butthurt. I feel like it's more directed at, when you go on Twitter after a Seahawks loss, you see how people implode and tag like some of the players. That seems like who he's addressing. I don't know.
Yeah. And look, I'll always love Richard Sherman because Richard Sherman brought us some great football in this town. I don't care what anybody says. I will always have a warm spot in my heart for that guy because he was a winner and he helped us win.
Mediocre?
Oh, all right. Well, I mean, he was the best mediocre guy you'll ever hear.
Let's talk about more important stuff.
Yeah, baby.
Last night, baby.
Woo!
Groovy. Yeah. Phil Grubauer stops 19 shots to get Seattle Kraken's first ever shutout.
Dude, what
3-0 against the New York Islanders, thus proving BJ's theory right. That empty netter, I was almost rooting for it not to happen.
I was like, come on, empty netter. The third goal of the game is what we need to prove my theory right.
I was like, Appleton, I know you should score, but don't. Just don't. Hold the puck. Hold the puck. Go in the corner and just don't let it happen.
Oh, I was so happy. I said, Steve is rooting against this right now, and I don't care. I'm a winner.
How about McCann's goal? Looked just like the one that he missed the night before. Dunn had a sick goal. That was pretty awesome. And like I said, Grubauer 19 saves. Team looked awesome. Well, third period looked awesome. The first two periods, really uneventful. It almost felt like both teams were just like, let's just get through this. We have a week off after this game.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, it looked like, hey, did we just play last night? Yeah, we did.
The first period, they were just talking about the only interesting thing happening was the icing. The 6 icing.
Dude, it was a slow watch. But hey, they waited until the end to give us all the fun. But they ended up winning. That was, like I said, first ever shutout for the Kraken. Going into the All-Star break, Grubauer's been looking great this last several games. Feel like he's got his groove back. Groovy's groove. I don't know.
There you go. He's got his groove Bauer back.
Now they're taking a little bit of a break for the All-Star game and all the festivities. And then Wednesday they return next week against the Arizona Coyotes. So hopefully the winning ways continue.
And Steve, I know. I mean, a lot of stuff goes on that screen. I mean, I love how they just flash all the stats that they do underneath the score. But I mean, are we one of the best teams for allowing shots on goal? I felt like I saw that somewhere.
Well, the last couple games for sure. Dude, it's kind of impressive. Like when you really look at a lot of their games, and a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, like with all those losses. But they get the shots on goal. It's just like we just need that guy that could put the puck in the net more consistently, and capitalize on all the shots that we're getting.
Yeah, it seems like we don't allow a lot of shots on goal. That's what I thought I saw was that I think we're one of the best in the league at basically the least amount of shots on goal, which is what they did say is that, because defense makes that happen.
Oh, absolutely. The problem has been that the defense will then just have like a brain fart and give up a goal.
Yeah.
Then, or the goaltending is giving up some soft ones over the but things are coming together, man. There's still half a season of hockey left to play, BJ.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying this team.
Me too.
Even the losses, because they're in it. They're fun games to watch. And for a first... really for a first-year team, I wasn't expecting like the Knights. I know everyone would say, well, blah, blah, blah. I knew the Knights weren't going to happen, and I was even suspicious of us getting into the playoffs. But, they have made it entertaining, and I am very, very pleased with this team.
I've been enjoying it, and it's so funny because, I grew up watching the Devils, and the Devils have been just notoriously known as a defensive-based team. So, like, for the most part, the hockey that I've watched most of my life has just been boring trap defense. So, like, now I'm, like, following a team that actually is, like, a little bit more, has a little bit more energy and does a little bit more like, you know, high-paced stuff. So it's just been so much fun. Win or lose, I've just been enjoying every game. I like to see more wins, though, BJ.
All right. Well, listen, I'm not gonna begrudge you that, man.
All right. As far as weather, 47 degrees. Going to rain today. That's the Migs Report. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical, and that's what's up.
Yesterday, Steve did get this one right, but he was also too busy singing a Whitney Houston song because of an earlier question.
Lake Mead is a U.S. reservoir created by what dam?
Are you really doing this?
Wow, he is.
Hoover. Yes. Nice work. I love that you basically, Whitney Houston put you in the smart zone. I think that's really hysterical.
And it probably put that couple back in the mood before they got it on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you saying Whitney Houston, man, right now I'm having a hard time containing myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, stay over there.
You want to shout out? Sorry, I didn't mean to paint that image. You know what?
Please do not stand up for the rest of the show, BJ.
All right, I'll see what don't worry. You'll be fine. Hey, you want a shot at beating Steve? All right, you got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs. We'll do that at 6:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. Here's another question from a listener. If I can't afford to pay my bills, how am I going to afford attorneys and bankruptcy fees?
You know, one of the things people ask me all the time as a bankruptcy lawyer is that how am I going to pay all these fees and costs because I'm here because I can't afford to pay my bills? And of course, we understand that. I mean, being in the bankruptcy field. But, you know, one of the things to remember is that if you decide, once you make the decision to file bankruptcy, you can stop paying on all of the creditors that are going to be included in the bankruptcy. And those are the funds that you can use that you have been paying your creditors to pay your attorney fees and court costs to get your case filed. And once your case is filed, you're not going to have most of those payments anymore.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.